I'll take that because look where women's basketball is. People are talking about women's basketball that you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas, like just because of one single game. And just looking at that, like, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on and be that for my teammates. And if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me, too, and I want y'all to realize.
Angel Reese famously remarked, "I already know I'm great. I don't need anyone to tell me." Well, someone ought to have. Informed her supporters the same thing because she was greeted with when she entered her eagerly awaited debut game. Nothing, no applause, no excitement, not even a janitor's wave. Yes, on the first day of classes, the stands were as empty as a gym. Here's the worst part, though. Angel Reese turned this unpleasant situation around rather than allowing the ghost town atmosphere to destroy her. Stillness into a spectacular event. Then what did she do? You're not going to believe it.
Okay, so people are watching, not just because of one person. All right, but they're watching because of me too. Me too. They're playing at LSU. There are people right now, her fans. You know what? Her social media.
According to Angel Reese, being her entails turning up to your first professional game to play hide and seek with an unattended audience. When popcorn vendors begin to doubt their life decisions in the middle of the game, you know it's terrible. You could have had a meditation retreat in the arena because it was so empty, silent, peaceful, and devoid of any distractions. Primarily because nobody was interested enough to attend.
Great to be here with you guys today. Angel Reese, girl, you're my angel. You're my darling. Folks, the Chicago Sky Game 1 of the preseason was underway last night. Angel Reese looked pretty good, but we're going to get into that momentarily. On the negative side, Angel Reese fans, LSU fans, all of you who tell us, oh my God, what a big superstar.
In the meantime, Caitlin Clark is casually shattering ticket sales records across the basketball cosmos, trending as like she was the cure for boredom, and she's essentially being regarded like the basketball equivalent of the Eras Tour of Taylor Swift. Fans were yelling her name, every seat was occupied, and cameras were filming more quickly than. When Caitlin's name is mentioned, Angel Reese is patient.
So I think it's time to finally, end the argument. End the argument that there is any sort of other needle mover that is even remotely close to Caitlin Clark in the WNBA. And again, the reason why we've got Hailey Van Lith up is because it was Hailey Van Lith's return as well as Angel Reese's return. Angel was not the only person. They had two players returning. However, right now in Carver, there are no tickets left for under $200.
Let's be honest. Reese most likely anticipated a standing ovation, pyrotechnics, and a red carpet for Just existing. However, no. The sound of a tumbleweed sliding over wooden floors was what she received. The awkward pause that only occurs when someone says, "Trust me, I'm a big deal," and nobody applauds.
Twitter fingers turn to can't even show up and buy ticket fingers. Angel Reese going home to her alma mater, LSU, plays against the Brazilian national team in front of 6,373.
To be fair, Angel's self-assurance has never been particularly subtle. She has acted as though she owns the courts, brushed off critiques like they were bugs, and puffed her chest as if she had created rebounds. However, all that huge talk all of a sudden felt a little echoed, as it turned out the only individuals observing were a few reporters looking at their phones and one. The security guy is having trouble falling asleep.
I've tried to tell you guys, you heard me say it on this channel. A lot of Angel Reese fans are not basketball fans, and they are proving it. They proved it last night without a shadow of a doubt. That was one of the most embarrassing things I've ever seen. You might be like, well, Rhodes, what was so embarrassing?
The finest aspect, as Angel searched the stands for her supporters as if she had lost them. In front of a sold-out, not just full, but boisterous audience, Caitlin Clark was making a casual debut, more crammed than a clown car. In a circus, how much do tickets cost? Extremely high, the kind of demand you would anticipate from the last Cronet in New York or a Beyoncé performance. Did Caitlin let you down? Please. The audience devoured the girls' mixtape-style highlights like. Since March Madness, they had been fasting, but Angel, her performance wasn't exactly appointment viewing, to put it mildly. It's more akin to anything you'd see on a grainy live feed with buffering problems and a bot-filled comment area. Don't worry, though. Her humility prevented the atmosphere from being ruined by the fact that the stands were empty. No, she left social media, the media, and most likely her Uber driver.
I don't want to hear ever again anyone ever tell me that there's anyone that's like Caitlin Clark in the WNBA. I don't ever want to hear it again. Nobody. There is nobody like her. I'm not glazing her. I'm telling the truth.
Because the system is to blame when in question. Isn't that right? She implied that people ought to have arrived and that the world was simply unfair. That there was a grand Aunt Reese plot behind all of this. Not just the possibility that. Perhaps Caitlin was the center of attention because she deserved it. Let's not act as though college basketball wasn't dragged by Caitlin Clark. By herself into primetime territory, she was creating history, not simply having fun, after every game. No-look passes, logo threes, and court vision caused sports analysts to begin using terms like generational and alien without irony. She commanded the spotlight rather than asking for it. Angel Reese, meanwhile, was occupied with attempting to copyright her own mindset. Angel was attempting to copyright while Caitlin was busy rewriting basketball history. The drama, the post-game shade delivered with the grace of a Twitter subtweet, the rolling eyes, and the finger waves. Starting in 2012.
They're getting that attention now. And I told you before that they'll have to sort of be like a reality TV. And that's what they're starting to give us. And we're paying attention. We're all tuned in. They're getting more attention than they've ever gotten before. And a part of it is Angel Reese. We cannot deny that. She was a part of it. Is she the part of it? No, that's Caitlin. Caitlin is the person who's the main factor. She's the top of the show. She's what everybody came to see. So
naturally, her fans, or what's left of them, started fabricating stories right away. They stole from her. It was the timetable. She's too real for the league, that's why. Yes, that's all, since professional athletics have such a lengthy history of penalizing self-assured women who also play well. Newsflash. Angel Reese is not being punished. She has been living off of one viral event as if it were a Lifetime Achievement Award. The distinction between her and Caitlin is present in the energy as much as on the scoreboard. Caitlin arrives, stops talking, and leaves. Angel appears, displays arrogance before becoming irritated when no one applauds. When it came to frustration, she really delivered. She appeared to have just gotten up on prom night after the game, pouting, brooding, and most likely checking her Instagram, as if it owed her an apology. When journalists were the only ones who heard her, "I'm still that girl" statement, it had a different impact. I hope the parking lot was still open.
They'll talk about how much they're fans of Angel Reese, but they won't actually put in effort to show how much they're fans of Angel Reese. They won't put their money where their mouth is, a running theme with the...
How embarrassing! How embarrassing! Now, you're not going to hear this from the mainstream media who continues to pretend that the Bayou Barbie is beloved. You're not going to hear this from the media who continues to pretend that Angel Reese is a huge star. The Bayou Barbie might be beloved by some. Angel Reese might even be a huge star. But like I have been telling you guys for 2 years, there's one thing that Angel Reese is not. Angel Reese is not a...
However, let's go back a little and examine the game itself. IT was her debut game as a professional. You would assume she would go for it. Felt it was a once-in-a-lifetime chance. Perhaps hustling and lock-in will disprove the critics. No. Rather, it was like seeing someone with a slight hangover and 3 hours of sleep play a pickup game. Let's just say that the stat line was more of a game changer than a game changer. Conversely, Caitlyn entered the room with the confidence of someone who understood the significance of the occasion and delivered. Smooth passes, long threes, leadership, the kind of debut that repeatedly makes fans say, "Take my money." People asked, "Wait, was that today?" As Angel made his debut, you can practically picture her perusing news feeds. Despite the fact that Caitlin Clark is the subject of every headline, Angel Reese steals the show. Nope, nothing at all. She only took her own thunder. Since the pros focus on stats, let's talk about them. Are all about correct?
If you had any questions or any doubts as to who Caitlin Clark was, you hopefully had them answered today. If you watched...
Caitlin Clark, unprecedented ticket sales, the biggest viewership, skyrocketing jersey orders, and smashing attendance records for a preseason match. People, it's a preseason game. Angel Reese, her jersey is most likely still available in all sizes. And if you purchase a foam finger, they might give you a second one for free. However, Angel's vitality hasn't altered. She continues to act as though an unseen hand of injustice took her crown. You dropped it, girl, and nobody took it. Caitlyn snatched it up, waved to the crowd, and emptied a three. The upcoming season is expected to be one lengthy Caitlin Clark highlight clip with sporadic appearances by Angel Reese as an unnoticed subplot. Requested, "Look, Angel is furious once more. Whoa." She tweeted something mysterious. Oh, bad. She's acting out again. Interview in which she discusses detractors as if she were a motivational speaker for resentful influencers. In actuality, drama is unnecessary in this league. Hoopers are required. IT requires athletes who don't view controversy as the same thing. Something as iconic to AS of right now, Angel is out there auditioning while Caitlyn is giving a lesson and maintaining focus. For an unpopular reality show.
Basketball, but for Caitlin Clark to be as popular as she is, I mean, it's just kind of extraordinary. I mean, it's cut through the noise to an extent that I've never seen anything in women's college basketball.
But also, I think that people understandably have a fascination with extreme excellence. I've never watched women's college basketball before. I might watch Caitlin Clark, though. Extreme excellence has its own appeal.
It's similar to witnessing someone lose a race and then insist on a rerun because Mercury was in the race and their shoelace nearly came free. Backward, Caitlyn earned the spotlight. She didn't ask for it. Angel is constantly requesting attention and then pretends to be shocked when she's standing in the shadow and it turns out to be solar-powered. Can we also discuss how Caitlyn didn't lose her mind when she didn't receive the major college honors? She simply grinned, nodded, and returned for the next round. Dropping 40, Angel, she continues to discuss the previous season as if it were the title of her memoir, the year they didn't give a loud clap. Enough to be honest, it's becoming tiresome. These days, every press conference with Angel Reese feels like a dramatic TED. Discuss the reasons behind her mistreatment. It's the basketball equivalent of why I should be given a standing ovation. For breathing, did I? In the meantime, Caitlyn is working as hard as if she were addicted to W's and allergic to drama. There is a noticeable difference. While one is creating a legacy, the other is harboring resentment. Look, Angel Reese has a lot of potential. Beneath the layers of false confidence and performance art, there is skill. However, brilliance is not something that just happens. Since you claim to be excellent, IT must be earned. Every night, in front of large or small crowds. Additionally, occasionally, get ready, even when nobody is around.